Sonny, Joey, 500. Got some goats in the field. Get ready for a shakedown. Prepare for a shakedown. We from Philly where they clap like huddles when they break down. Get ready for a shakedown. We underdogs, my guy. Kinda used to all the hate now. Prepare for it, man. Y'all get it. My QB got swag. My wideout is award winning. This fly was fly. Joey and 500. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Here's a quote you can sing back. Shake squad up and don't be a dingbat. It's a shakedown.
Don't you frown. Here comes Philly shakedown.
Let's go.
What is going on, guys? It's your boy Joey Shake72 coming to you guys with a live stream right now. The Philly Shakedown with Philly 500. What is going on? I think this is episode 3. I think this is season 2, episode 3, if I could remember. But what is going on, dude?
It's episode 3, but don't blame me because I was on time. It was first of all, it was a setup. Joey's like, "Did you get the link? You coming? I can push it back." And I'm like, "But the link isn't here yet." And the link is here. I was on time.
Yeah, you were. It was my. I didn't even know I didn't send the link, but I do apologize for that. I put a poll up about it was going to be late, and he was ready for the first time.
I did vote against myself, though. I'm not going to lie. I did because at that point it was still up in the air. So what are you going to do?
So
what's happening, everybody?
Yeah, guys, what's going on? We got 96 in the chat right now. Appreciate everybody coming in. We're ready to go. A lot of stuff to talk about. And first on the list, I kind of want to go over right now. I want to see your opinion on it. The undrafted wide receiver from Utah that's trying to make an underdog statement to this roster is Britton Covey. Interesting enough, with the him moving up to the first team today, and progressively has been gotten better every single day. Most reps on the punt return. What do you think his ceiling is, and so far, just in general, Britton Covey, what you've seen from him, just this camp in general?
I mean, listen, when I hear the name Britton Covey, I don't know why, but an old show comes up. It was called, what the hell was it? Big Love. And it was about this dude that had all these wives, you know what I mean? And he was like in a cult or whatever. I don't know what it was, and I can't remember. But that's what I think of him when I hear that name, because I guess he played at Utah. But I mean, listen, it sounds like he's putting back-to-back practices together. He's flashing a little bit, and he actually even got first-team reps. So my thinking is this is all great news, but what I really need from this guy is I need him to be a punt returner. What I don't want to see is, here's the punt. Here's the punt. As soon as the ball hits the foot, you know what I mean?
Right.
Or it's 2 yards trip. I need a guy to be a special teams returner. That's where he's got to win the job. I mean, he's got to win it on special teams. But from what I've seen, what I've heard, it sounds like he's making some plays. I know you have been huge on this guy, like when we first picked him up. Definitely, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's I think you're totally right, because I don't really think about that too much. Like, hopefully he gets good luck. I mean good looks with these punts going in the preseason, or not even just preseason, but the scrimmages too, because I think they're not going to be live tackling during scrimmages, so maybe preseason's where it's going to count the most. But the sky's the limit for this guy. I mean, to be honest with you, there's 18 to 22 minutes. I mean, this is when he first got on this team, and I was like, there was a lot of buzz about Covey, and 18 to 22 minutes of just pure special teams talent, from punt return, kick return. He's actually threw the ball as a quarterback a couple times, being a running back. I mean, he literally could do almost anything. I mean, is he going to be one tackle away from getting into a hospital? I don't know, because he's very light. He's 5'7", 175, 175 pounds. He doesn't have a big lower body. He doesn't have a Sproles, Boston Scott type lower body. So I think, how many receivers do you think we're keeping on this roster? If you're just say Covey does make the team, like how does that work out?
I'm going to guess we're going to keep 6. Okay. So if I had to say, I believe we keep 6. Of course, you have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Quez Watkins. They're all locks to make this team. I think Zach Pascal is more than likely a lock. And then I think that leaves two positions or two spots that I'm not sure. I mean, Jalen Reagor has looked good in camp. Is this a situation where they're going to trade him or what? And then, Greg Ward Jr. I like. Britton Covey I like. I think that last wide receiver spot is really going to come down to, can you return punts? Can you return kickoffs? Can you be a part of our special teams? That's where he's going to win it. So, I mean, he could go out. Covey could go out and throw and catch. And this is just my own opinion. He could go out in a preseason game, catch 18 balls, okay? But if he doesn't do anything on special teams, I still don't think he makes the team. He's going to have to do stuff on special teams, in my opinion, in order for him to secure a spot.
Yeah, I think because I know they've had Gainwell do kick returns, punt returns. They have Hightower on kick returns. I don't know if they've had Hightower on punt returns. I don't think so. Covey obviously could play both. But when it comes down to it, like I know Reagor has been doing the punt returns as well. But I don't know. Devin Allen, it doesn't look good right now. Dropping a lot of balls. And
well, that's what we talked about that too, because we said he can have all the speed he wants, but can he catch? That's the question with him. Listen, if Jalen Reagor could just return punts, then I would say you keep him. No matter what, that would solve all our problems. I know he can do it. He did it in college, but he hasn't done it in the NFL. But maybe this is the year. I think Covey is more than likely probably will get cut and then probably comes back on a practice squad. That's what I think will happen. But I think he's got to win it on special teams, Joey. I think he's got to be a punt. He's got to return punts. He goes out there. He's returning punts and breaking some big punts. I think he's going to have a shot. I do.
Yeah, I totally agree. Definitely one of my favorites coming into camp. So I've kind of been looking at all the undrafted guys, and Covey's been the top guy so far that's been producing.
But I'm not surprised. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm not surprised that they gave him first team reps and put him in the slot, though. That's something I'm sure they totally want to take a look at,
Oh yeah, I mean, like for certain positions, they're gonna switch and move guys around to see what they could do. But I think we've seen him, with the third team, we got to, against the second defense, and then he was really moving up a little bit more. And I think they just want to see more from him. So definitely an eye opener for special teams, the third part of our game that a lot of people don't care about, but we haven't had good special teams since 2015, really since Josh Huff, Darren Sproles. It's been a while since we've had anything, like that. And look, that's the next part of our game that just hasn't been good. I mean, we'll see. Even Greg Ward is on punt returns as well. So, I mean, I don't know how far it's going to go. And I think we're going to get a combination of players throughout these scrimmages. And, I just want them to take their chances. That's all. I
mean, Greg Ward is not going to fumble the ball. That's why he's out there. But he's going to fair catch, and that's what he's going to do. And that's, what he is. But, a lot of times people forget how important special teams is. In a game, especially a close game, having a guy that can change, field possession or field position is important. It's huge. It could win or lose games. Darren Sproles did that all the time. Doesn't always have to be a punt return for a touchdown. What about in a cold game where it's a low scoring game and you don't have good field positioning? Late fourth quarter tie, you get a nice punt return, sets you up. That's just so important, and we haven't had that since Darren Sproles.
Yeah, I mean, even 2014, I think we had 10 touchdowns on special teams that year. That was a crazy year for special teams. So it'd be nice to have something like that. I mean, maybe you won't get that much production, but definitely puts your, it wins you football games at the end of the day. Yeah. So,
I mean, don't you think that he has to really, he has to win it on special teams? Like, he's not going to go in there and win it as a receiver, in my opinion.
No, I think the first step is for him to go on spell. I don't care about receiver. I don't even care about him being a receiver right now. Right. Like later on, if he wants to be that Tavon Austin type gadget guy and jet sweeps and screen passes and slants and go routes, whatever the case may be.
Yeah,
I'm totally fine with that. But for right now, like we got to get our special teams in order. Okay, I think we've been trying to justify not Reagor for for the offense as being a wide receiver, but being ever since really that Packers game when he scored that touchdown when he went in for Greg Ward, they've justified him every step of the way at both positions. So hopefully it changes this year.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree.
But appreciate everybody coming in. Definitely everybody coming in the chat, joining the stream tonight, the Philly Shakedown tonight. We got an update for tomorrow for you guys. We'll talk about it later on at the end of the stream. But appreciate everybody that's been supporting both channels, all the videos we've been putting out. What do you see?
Look at all the Diggs comments. Trayvon Diggs. My gosh, the Cowboy fans lost their minds over that. It was so funny. And the thing is everybody knows that at practice you're going to get beat, things happen. Right. That's not what made it so funny. What made it so funny was the reaction of the Cowboy fans, right? They go into this, oh, he's better than Slay, he's better than Slay. Slay is getting beat by A.J. Brown. Yes, Slay is battling A.J. Brown, and he's won some battles. Diggs literally got beat 3-4 times in a row by nobody.
By Joe Schmo.
Nobody's.
By friggin' Joe Schmo.
Darius Slay is playing A.J. Brown. But to me, it's not even a big deal except for the fact that they reacted to it the way they did. That's what makes it funny. And then Diggs goes and gets rid of his Twitter because he couldn't take it. I mean, on one hand, you give the guy credit for not getting caught up in it. But, man, you gotta be really sensitive if you let that bother you.
Do you think even with Trayvon Diggs, he's more of he takes chances, he jumps routes, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's which is a good thing. I mean, I think he's a good player, but maybe he's player. Right. You think in a good system that he's in right now with the Cowboys, do you think he could potentially be a 1-year wonder and really totally blow, not do well?
I guess he could. I don't see him as a 1-year wonder. I kind of see Diggs, a player like Diggs, like I would see a Barry Sanders or Shady McCoy or even what we've talked about with Miles. Like he takes chances and risks, but he can break something off at any time. And he's, it's huge. And to me, when you get a guy like that, sometimes you have to live with the risks. You have to live with the bad plays. He gives up way more yards than Darius Slay. He just does. But he's also going to come up with interceptions that other corners in the league would not risk to do. You know what I'm saying? So I think if I was a Cowboy fan, you just got to live with it, because he will make some big plays at some big times. But, because of the interceptions and stuff, I think that he is a little bit, people view him as a little better than maybe what he is.
Yeah, because people have looked at him different because of one season, just like Odell with the one-handed catch. They've looked at him differently, and that's when he got the most attention.
Look at this guy, LeBron Riser. First of all,
he's a good guy.
First of all, the name. Well, let me tell you something. I've learned a valuable lesson, and I was telling Joey this beforehand. I put a tweet out about basically talking about Dak Prescott is going into his 7th year, and he's got to prove that he can win in the playoffs. And I said that, is Dak Prescott a big win quarterback? He may be the best quarterback in the division, but if I need one big game or one big drive, I'll take my chances with Jalen Hurts over him because he's 1-3 in the playoffs. He's lost 2 playoff games. He ran a quarterback draw with 14 seconds. I had no idea when to get out, and I think he could be another Kirk Cousins. Great stats in the regular season, but
primetime games.
But primetime. And so my thing was I put this out and I really wasn't trying to attack.
You weren't digging.
Dallas. I was really just curious, how many years in a row will the Cowboy fans put up with it? Because Eagle fans would be killing him after 2 years. Okay. So I put it up and I put this post and I talk about big game and I get all these Cowboys responses. What do you mean big game? Week 3 wasn't a big game. Week 7, whatever, wasn't a big game. And I'm thinking, and it clicked in my mind. Oh my gosh. These people have no idea what a big game is because they've been bad for so long. They don't know what we're talking about. I'm talking about playoff football, elimination. They don't. Most of these Cowboy fans, these young ones, never seen their team go to the NFC Championship game. So they literally, when Eagle fans talk about a big game, and Cowboy fans, especially the younger ones, talk about big game, it's totally two different things. We're talking about playoff football, winning the big games, put your team on the back in the playoffs. They're talking about week 3 of the regular season. There's a big difference. So I learned my lesson. Cowboy fans, the young ones, don't know what it's like to win. They really don't. And you have to keep that in mind when you ask them a question.
When you go into the playoffs, it's a clean slate because there's a lot of teams, okay, from how you win during the regular season. A lot of teams change up a lot of their playbook by the time they get. That's why a lot of teams fail. A lot of teams fail going into the playoffs because they change way too much. Yeah. Use what you were given, what you were using to get to the playoffs, and some teams just stray away from it. The Cowboys, unfortunately, it seems like every time they get to the playoffs or they're in there, their whole game plan changes, and everything that was successful is one of the worst parts of the playoff game that we can see.
I mean, listen. The guy's going into his 7th year. He's a good quarterback. There's no question about it. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's the best quarterback in the division. But you're going into your 7th year, and you're 1-3 in the playoffs. And 2 of those losses came in at home. They were home playoff games. I mean, Eagle fans are killing Jalen Hurts for 1 year of a bad playoff performance. But, I would be asking the same question if the roles were reversed and Jalen Hurts was going his 7th year and he had a 1-3 record, I would say I hope he's got to prove he can win a playoff game. I think Dak Prescott has to prove that because right now I think people around the league besides the Dallas are starting to see him as a Kirk Cousins guy, a guy that doesn't show up when your season's on the line.
Well, I think most importantly too is we talk about between Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott can get the ball to his receivers. Okay, right. Choke artist, full of heart, choke artist. But and I'm not putting this towards Hurts. I'm not trying to dig Hurts or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying he can get the ball to his receivers, and that's what we're trying to do. There's going to be defenses out there this year that are going to challenge Jalen Hurts' arm. There's going to be times where we can't run the ball, and it's going to be on Jalen Hurts in that arm and maybe his legs. So I get it.
And I mean, the thing is Hurts is going to have to prove we're in a different area with Hurts right now. We're trying to figure out if he is the quarterback. I just know that everything we've heard about him, from his leadership to his work ethic to how the team rallies around him, his intangibles, it seems like to me mentally, Jalen Hurts should be a guy that you want him to have the ball in the 4th quarter when the game's on the line. Dak Prescott has to prove he can do it. And I know Cowboy fans think I'm knocking him. I'm not knocking. I'm just curious of what what Cowboy fans say amongst themselves about Dak Prescott. Does he? If Dak Prescott goes to the playoffs and loses the first round again, how many more times before you really wonder if he can get the job done?
Yeah, that's true. Let's get up with the super chats here. We got a super chat from the Don. Thank you so much, man. He says, with the additions of Bradbury, Davis, Reddick, and Brandon Graham, will we have a top 7 defense? You think?
That's interesting. Shout out to the Don. I wonder why he put top 7. Usually it's always top 5.
It's an odd
10.
Number.
So he thinks we're between 5 and 10 or possibly. Right. I think top 10 is possible. So I think top 7 is possible. I feel like the key is Reddick, though, in that defensive line. I think they have to get to the quarterback. They have to be much better at that than they were a year ago. If they do that, I think they will, because our linebackers look way better. And I think, to me, and I said this in my previous video, I think Bradbury may be having the best
better than we
everybody
better than we expected, better than we expected, probably. Yeah.
Exactly.
Even Nick talked to the wide receivers in the wide receiver room and talked about Bradbury. When you go up against Bradbury, make sure he's this and he's that and he's all these great things. Bradbury, I knew he was a step up from Steven Nelson, but I didn't think I thought he was good, but I didn't think he was going to be this good. And this is camp. I understand. I'll slim down a little bit, but maybe him giving up over 800 yards last season and not being a Pro Bowler in a couple of years. Maybe just all those yards they gave up last year. Maybe it was a bad system. Maybe it was a lot more with the Giants than we thought. Obviously, not a great defense last year, but
Yeah, I mean, and also, he's coming to Philly. He doesn't have to be that number one guy. He's their number two guy. Right. Even a lot of Giant fans, if you talk to them, they were like, yeah, it sucks we had to let him go. He didn't have the greatest year. But remember the year before? I mean, they were like, oh, Bradbury. So, right. I mean, I think it just seems like everything's set up for him to succeed because he wants to get that pay. He wants to get paid one more time, right? He wants to get paid one more time. And this year will be a big impact. And then he's not going up against the best wide receivers every snap. So I think Bradbury's set to succeed, man. I really do.
Yeah, I get it. We got a super chat from Gambo. Thank you so much, man. He says, JJ and Reagor about to make McFlurries for a living.
Yeah, and when I go there to get one, I can't let them know it's me because I don't know what they're going to do to it after everything I said. I pretty much put in there with everything.
You got to send somebody in there to go get it for you because that's what's probably going to happen.
Well, I mean, Reagor. Listen, at least Reagor's showing some life. That's what I like. I mean, okay, yeah, he shouldn't tweet that one thing, but at least it showed he cared. And that's why I can't kill Diggs either for cutting that thing off because on one aspect he cares enough. I just think you got to be a little more, a little less sensitive. Same with Jalen Reagor, but Rager's in shape. He's out there, supposedly making plays. But I also think they're doing what they have to do to build up his trade value just in case they trade him.
Yeah, I mean, look, if he's going to attack a reporter for lies said about him during training camp, it's fine as long as he uses it as a positive, okay? Because I got attacked in my video a little bit about that situation. People are like, oh, let him say what he's got to say. I'm like, I'm not trying to censor him, but because of what he's done in the past and how it's affected him, and this is just the offseason that he's doing this. God knows if he's going to do it this year, if he's still on this roster, okay? He's come in really good shape, and he's been and Nick says he's been very consistent. It's not those flashy training camps where he's getting those one-hand catches. Like, he's actually being consistent on the catching. He's beating starters. He's beaten Bradbury. He's beaten a bunch of guys. It was like a 35-yard and a 70 over 70-yard reception in double coverage. Like, he's done a really good job. And like, it's hard for me to like say like anything good because like at the end of the day, like I don't want him to fail, but maybe we feel like his time is up. Maybe from the rumors we saw this past offseason between, Reagor wanting a fresh start, maybe it would have made sense. And right before training camp, the Eagles were shopping him. The reports came out, they were shopping him. So now then we find out news that teams have been monitoring the situation, and maybe there's a scout that comes by practice and maybe checks on Reagor to see how good. Maybe someone's watching from a distance. Who knows? But how do you think this whole Reagor situation is going to go down?
I think we must prepare ourselves for the fact that Reagor is going to go off and be a stud this year. No, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I'm exaggerating. Listen, I think Reagor can play in this league. Here's my theory. This is my theory, and I have no proof, no inside information. This is just my theory. But I believe that the plan with Reagor was to build up his trade value as much as they can, using the same formula they did with Zach Ertz. Because Zach Ertz, if people remember, as good as he was, there was a lot of people down on him because he wanted money, because he's coming off injury, and his value was at an all-time low. Well, the Eagles spent all training camp and even early in the season to build that back up. I think they're trying to do that with Reagor because as soon as he goes and he makes the comments on Twitter and then deletes it, and everybody's talking about the bad practice and that, he comes back, and then you get all these different stories about how Reagor looked good all camp. And I was like, well, you just said yesterday he had a bad day. Now you're saying he's been having a great camp all along, and it's coming from multiple sources. I personally think that Howie and them are out there building him up so that it gets put out there on Twitter and on social media so that teams think, oh, we're hearing good things about Reagor, and it builds up his value because they possibly may trade him. That's what I think. I know it's crazy, but
no, I mean, you take it. It could be almost the Zach Ertz situation, but the difference is that Zach Ertz played some games before he got traded. So, we're not expecting this guy to maybe not even be on the roster. I said 3 things that could happen. He gets released, which I doubt it. I think he either gets traded or he makes it on this roster as the number 4. I mean, I really don't know, dude. It's really hard for me to say. Like usually don't give up on. We've talked about this situation a lot. We usually don't give up on receivers, going to his 3rd season. 3 years usually give these receivers. But I think a new place is going to be good for him. I think the Eagles have cornered him because trading for A.J. Brown, putting Jay Jaw in a lose-lose situation. We'll get to the tight end spot in a little bit because that one's kind of interesting too. Yeah. But on top of everything else, you have Jalen Reagor now that, is getting motivated by some of these moves. Maybe certain moves that happen, maybe his mind is a lot better. Maybe he's learned a lot. As long as he's using whatever he's using in the past, what he did to that beat writer on saying bad things about him, as long as he's using this in a positive, I have no problem with it. I just didn't want that thing to him coming back and then deleting it, make him play worse or whatever.
I think it's you're never going to win. A player's never going to win that situation where the media or somebody says something and you get overly sensitive about it. If you're sticking up for a teammate like A.J. Brown did with Hurts and what he did with Miles, people look at it differently. To me, you can't make it that it's like us doing the YouTube channel, right? Every day I get Philly Fatty with 500. You suck. You're fat. All of a sudden, you sound like White Mike Tyson, you moron. Get off the little channel. All of it. Yeah.
White
Mike Tyson is ludicrous. And you get a lot of bad comments, but you just kind of have to ignore it. I don't care. I say, yeah, I'm 812 pounds. Pass the cannoli. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think players have to not let that bother them. And to me, what he did isn't going to nobody's going to like what he did because it just seems like he's sensitive. So just ignore that stuff and focus on what you got to do. That's all I want him to do.
Yeah, I think they're treating Reagor as everybody else. I don't think he's special. I don't think they're treating him differently. Like I feel like he's got to really earn his spot this year, and that's what I know. That's all I was really asking for at the end of the day. So,
but listen, he's having a good camp. That's all we can go on. He is in shape. You can't make that up. The guy came in. He's in shape. I was watching him run some drills, and he looked fast. The problem with Reagor is always been up here. Once he just starts playing and stops overthinking everything, I think he'll make some positive plays. Now, let's say, for example, let's turn this thing around, right? Because it sounds like we're always down him. What if Reagor comes out and plays like the first-round talent he is? Then what? I mean, dude, that becomes really scary. I don't trade him.
No, I mean, if he produces like he goes beyond expectation and plays like a really good, then yeah, I don't think you can move him. I mean, you can't. God forbid a receiver goes down. Like, who knows at this point? I mean, that's. And he's other than like A.J. Brown, Quez Watkins, Devontae Smith, Zach Pascal, I mean, he'd definitely be our next best if he plays up to par like he is now, then sure. So, yeah, I totally get it.
So, I mean, he's one of those guys that I personally think preseason is going to be interesting to see how he plays. Because, yeah, it's not a regular game and stuff, but I think by like how fast he plays, I think that could tell us something,
Yeah.
I want to see if he feels comfortable out there. I want to see that when he catches the ball, if he knows where he's going, or he's going to kind of slow up and look around, figure out what to do. Or is he going to, get a punt return and try to figure out where he's going to go instead of just hitting it. Yeah. When Jalen Reagor just reacts, he's good. It's when he overthinks things a problem.
Yeah, and we have the open practice tomorrow. Whoever's going, definitely.
Jeremiah Butler, he says, "What if I hit the $1 billion lottery since we're all dreaming?" Yeah, that's true, but that somebody's dream is going to come true eventually. One person,
right?
Maybe we'll get lucky. Listen, I'm just trying to think of the alternative, but. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We have 267 in the chat. Appreciate everybody being in the stream tonight. If you guys haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Like the stream if you love the Philly Shakedown. Okay, and subscribe to my co-host, Philly 500. His link is in the description below. We've been uploading a lot of videos. Check out some of the videos we've been uploading. All of training camp and all the rumors and everything that's going on. So to talk about rumors... Okay, now this one is going to be really interesting. I know Philly texted me about it, and I was like, "Oh my god, what the hell's going on?" So a tweet did come out about the Eagles have been in talks with the Las Vegas Raiders on trading for Josh Jacobs. Now, Josh Jacobs is a $3.7 million cap hit this year. Probably looking for a big deal. Philly, you could probably talk about obviously what the Raiders did with the Hall of Fame game and everything like that. So your thoughts on this?
I mean, I think that's a telltale sign that they're shopping him. I mean, they play an extra preseason game. It's a Hall of Fame game. As long as I remember the Hall of Fame game, the starters don't play. They barely play at all. For him to be the only starter out there as a running back, no, dude. They're trying to let people see him and try to build up his value. So I think that trade is something that could very well happen. Now, the question is should the Eagles trade for a guy like that? They already got Miles and Scott and Gainwell. I think if you had the opportunity for the right price to get a guy like that who's 220 pounds, he fills the role that I said we need from like a Jordan Howard or somebody, but he's much younger. I would take a shot and do it. I would.
Yeah, it just depends on what you're going to give up. The problem about trading, and look, we've been kind of looking at the whole Jesse Bates thing. That could be a possibility to get your safety of the future. But with Josh Jacobs now, it's what you're going to have to give up. These 2 first-rounders, the second rounder, it's tough to trade those picks now because we don't know if we're set at quarterback yet. We don't know if we're going to have to, move up in the draft to get a quarterback next year. So that designates what those draft picks designate what these players are going to do next year. And I think, look, Jacobs, in my opinion, statistically is better. Okay. I don't really blame Miles Sanders for 2020 to 2021 because Doug barely ran him in 2020. And then we didn't run him the first quarter of the season last year. So, and he was really pissed off about that, but getting injured twice last year didn't really help his case either. So I think, you get with Jacobs, I mean, and the backfield running back that can catch out of the backfield, natural hands. You can put him in the passing game. Yeah, you could do so much, but isn't this going to hurt Miles? Is it going to, if you trade for Josh Jacobs and give him, so you're expecting to just trade for him and just for this year and give him a contract by the end of the year, you're looking for, obviously he's looking for a big contract. So are you going to?
Well, I don't think they could get a first or second round pick for him. I mean, you don't give that much up for running backs. Yeah, I think he's decent. I think he's good. You can definitely say he's better than Miles. I definitely agree with that. But I wouldn't. I would look at it like, I'd be willing to let him walk at the end of the year. I mean, I don't need to sign a running back to big amounts of money. You know how running backs are. They could be a rotating door, but for like the right price. I would do it with the eyes, with my eyes open that, hey, he might be gone after this year along with Miles Sanders. But for this year, I think that's a pretty interesting running back duo. Don't you think so?
Yeah,
I mean, you need a big physical back. I mean, is this likely? No. The more likely scenario is they bring back Jordan Howard. I think that could very well happen. But I mean, for the right price, I would do it. I don't know that the Eagles would do it because I don't think Howie likes to give away draft picks and then let a guy walk. So that's ultimately why I don't think it would happen. The only way I think it could happen is if you traded a guy like Reagor. If you wanted to trade like Reagor and try to get him. But I'm not giving up a first or second for pretty much no running back.
No.
But listen, they've done it before. Look at Jay Ajayi when they trade him. That was at the deadline. But, I mean, look at the impact he made for the Eagles in that season. I think Jacobs would be huge for the Eagles. I think it would be very scary. But it would be a very scary offense because You have Miles who can break 80 yards. This guy, he can do damage his own way too, but he's big. So, I mean, the fact that the Eagles call now, did they really call? I don't know. I have no idea. The where that was posted, just to let everybody know. A lot of people say, "Hey, they get things right." Other people say they're trash.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think. All I know is that if he's available and I could do it on the cheap or for like a Reagor, I would take a shot. Sure.
Yeah,
I'd rather have Jesse Bates, though. I mean, no question about it.
Yeah, I'd trade for Jesse Bates over Josh Jacobs in a heartbeat just because it's a big need, for the future. And I think they're going to put money into that position next year anyway, because I even looked at the contracts for our safeties, and Marcus Epps and Anthony Harris are gone after this year. You have a lot of free agents. You have a lot of guys coming off their deals after this year. So a lot of big decisions are going to have to be made.
Oh, no.
You're good.
Nina, see, Nina. Oh, I want to read this. 500. Go get your mans off Twitter. Cilio saying he heard the Eagles are going to be a run-first offense because Hurts can't run the team passing offense. Oh. He tagged Hurts. Oh God. I love Dan Cilio. I like the guy. I do, but I don't. Like I told him the other day, I do not agree with him on Hurts. I do not think that's going to happen. I do not think that's going to happen.
Yeah, he's been getting kicked a lot for the things he's been saying about Jalen Hurts and what he's going to be doing. Yeah. And I remember, you guys remember, I think, was it? I don't know if it was him that said it. I think it was trading like Dickerson, a few guys to get Deshaun Watson. Like he said, a few Devontae Smith, Dickerson. It was a few starters to trade for Deshaun Watson.
Oh, I don't remember that one. I don't remember that one. I mean, Cilio does. He likes to stir the pot. Torreyville's right. He does. But I mean, I like the guy. I think, but I don't agree with him on Hurts.
Yeah.
I don't see that would make no sense to me, because if you're the Eagles and your whole object is to kind of see if Hurts is the guy, the only way you do is you got to put him in a position to win with his arm. Defenses are going to the game plan is simple, right? It's shut down Jalen Hurts from running, keep him in the pocket, make him beat you with his arm. We've seen this. This has happened to countless quarterbacks. These GMs have watched that Tampa game, and they're going to try to do things similar, and they're going to try to make him beat them with his arm. Well, that's what the Eagles need to have him prove that he can, so you can give him franchise. So to me, coming out and being a run-heavy offense would defeat the purpose of trying to evaluate him.
Yeah, no, I mean, you got AJ Brown now. You can't. I mean, you got to change the playbook up a little bit. At least try to do something. I mean, you want to do more play action instead of RPOs and read options. I'm totally fine with that. But what you have this year is a quarterback that you have to put to the test in his passing game. You got to do it. Like I said, we said earlier in the stream, like there are teams that are going to test him. You beat Jalen Hurts, you blitz him, you give him less time to scan the field, and he will make mistakes. But hopefully he doesn't make that mistake this year and makes the same repetitive mistakes.
I mean, Dan Cilio's the man. He's great. Me and him are going to smoke victory cigars, and I told him we're going to smoke a lot of them. But here's the thing: I just think that would defeat the purpose of everything you did. And to me, it's an awful waste of, in my opinion, offensive talent. You have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Goddard, and you're going to be running majority of the time. I think that would fall into teams. I think teams would take that. I think you got to let Hurts throw, good, bad, whatever happens, and you got to just live with it, and we got to evaluate him properly. That's what I think.
Yeah, no, I agree. I totally agree. Let's catch up on some super chats here. We got Curtis Guernsey with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. He says, how many snaps should Hurts get in the first preseason game? Also, thanks for streaming and making videos. No problem, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that game coming up this week. But I think he should play, at least, in my opinion, I think he should play at least a quarter.
Yeah, I mean, do I think he's going to get a series? Probably, maybe a series. I think it's not going past the series, unfortunately. I think they're going to rest him. I mean, me and Philly probably agree with this. They're probably going to rest him mostly the whole the whole entire preseason. And it really sucks. I mean, I don't care. Like, scrimmages are great, but there's no live tackling. Even between that last preseason game to the season starting, like, you're getting in more work with your own team and everything. But is that going to be enough for this guy to be prepared for the Detroit Lions? I don't know.
I agree. I think that's what they'll most likely do. But what
would you do the second? So your first game a quarter. What would you do the second game? Will you treat the second?
That would be my dress rehearsal? Yeah, that would be my dress rehearsal. I would have them play. I'd have the starters. It's just me. I would have the starters play deep into the third quarter, and then I may even play them depending upon how the starters look. I may play them in the third game for a series, or I give them the whole night off.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. TY Eagles fly with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. So what up, guys? I have TJ Edwards taking that next step and being a top linebacker in the league this season. What a camp that TJ Edwards has had. He's had a really good camp. Wow. So his whole linebacker core has been pretty. Kaiser White, the past couple practices, has really made his mark, and being all over and tackling all over the field, doing a really good job. I mean, they're not.
I mean, it's so much so that Covey Dean, who's having, just a camp. People are like, well, he hasn't really flashed the way these guys are. But TJ Edwards, I can't believe. I like TJ Edwards, but I really fell asleep with him this all season because of White, because of Nakobe Dean. Now, he's saying I'm playing. I love it. I mean, it's great competition. What about Davion Taylor? Has even looked good too, So it's a great thing. I don't remember linebackers like this in a long, long time.
Even with Sean Bradley too, he might be your fifth, your sixth, whatever the case may be. But he's serviceable. He's got a lot of he's started games. He's had some starting experience, so he's not bad at all. He's good on special teams, obviously. But I think this is probably one of the best linebacker rooms that we've had in years. And I think we're gonna find and it's good because now we have competition. They really revamped this whole linebacker core. We didn't think they were going to have anything like this before free agency started. We weren't even thinking that they were going to come close. I think once they released Alex Singleton, we knew changes were coming. We knew they were coming.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
baby arm Singleton. Forget about it.
That's it. We got a super chat from Gambo. He says, real talk, though, I feel bad for G. Ward. All he's ever done and performed when he's called on, and it seems like he's going to get cut this year. Sad. I definitely believe it. I think Doug, I don't think Nick has really valued Greg Ward the way Doug did. And I think Greg Ward is such a good receiver. Like, he's not the fastest, flashiest guy. The guy just gets really good separation. He's that good.
He does. No, he does. I like Greg Ward. I think, to see what he's done and where he's come from, going from quarterback to having to make that transition. He's made some big plays for us in the opportunities that he got. And I thought he got the raw end of the deal last year because I think without question he was a better slot receiver than Reagor. But because Reagor was the first-round pick, they weren't going to give him that opportunity. This year, he's already missing practices now with a toe. I think he's on the out. I think he could be on the move.
Yeah. He's helped us when he's helped us. 2019, he was a superstar for us when we had no receivers, and Carson Wentz put the team on his back, and he won that Washington game for us, and he was like the bit of life we had when this team at the end of the year showed so much resiliency. He did such a good job here. He was cut 4 times. Even when Doug was here, he was cut, 3-4 times, and never really had that chance, So
yeah.
It looks like he's gonna be out the door.
It looks like it. I mean, it's interesting now that Pascal's back. I want to see how they kind of use these guys and where they put them in terms of reps because, the Eagles are pretty high on him, right? So I think you're going to have a slot receiver like a Quez Watkins, right? I think especially between the 20s, that's where you're going to see Quez in. But maybe 3rd and 5s in red zones and things like that, I think that's where Pascal comes in. I'm really wondering, where the Eagles view in favor, Pascal compared to Reagor. Because, like I said, once you go past Pascal, and if you're going to say Reagor is the 5th guy, it doesn't. I still can't see that. I almost think, no, you gotta trade Reagor at that point.
Yeah.
Reagor has to be no less than the 4th, or you need to trade him.
Yeah, I think so. I think number 4. I totally agree with that. I think with Pascal too. Just got back from he was in the hospital for 4 days he got food poisoning. I mean, you know what food poisoning is. I mean, he was in the hospital for 4 or 5 days from a chicken quesadilla. Okay, not lying. It was a chicken quesadilla that was bad.
Wonder if it was the chicken or the cheese. See, I had dairy food poisoning first. That was horrible. That was the worst. I was like crawling to the toilet. Like it was bad.
That was during the season, right?
No, that was like right after the draft, I think. Right, somewhere around there. And then about 2 weeks later, I go to see Batman in the movie theater, and I'm in the movie theater, and everything's spinning. I'm going, what the hell is going on? This is a psychedelic movie. And then I realize I'm not feeling good. And then I have to run to the bathroom, and I'm like, of course the bathroom's full with all these people because everybody's out now because there's no lockdown. So I'm like, I don't want to be the guy in the stall throwing up, where everybody hears me. So I'm going like real gently trying to.
I know I can't throw up in front of people
instead of like Exorcist.
Yeah.
So I was doing silent throw ups, and that was off of steak because I undercooked it because I like my steak raw. But that was a little bit too raw.
Yeah, maybe. But I'm saying with Zach Pascal, I really don't have any. I mean, his first day back was good. So his first full day back was good. So they had him in the slot mostly the whole entire day. I'm not really worried about how they're going to use him because Nick knows what he's doing with him. I mean, he can play outside, inside.
He knows what he's doing with him, huh?
He's a situational type receiver. Maybe they use him.
Couple beers, a little squat cobbler. Hey,
don't! I swear to God. Yeah, you got exposed, but it is what it is. So I'm not really that. I feel fine about Zach Pascal, how they're going to use him, and Nick knows what he's doing with him, and I don't know how. I don't know if we've always were wondering if he's going to take snaps away from Quez, all the rumors, all that stuff. I think maybe he's situational mostly, and Quez will be in the slot maybe for red zone or I don't know. Who knows at this point? But I'm pretty happy about Zach Pascal. I'm glad he's back though.
Yeah, I'm glad he's back too. I mean, we'll see what he does.
Yeah.
Everybody assumes that he's the 4th wide receiver.
Right.
So if you tell me he's the 4th wide receiver, and I gotta believe Quez is the 3rd, then what are they saying to Reagor? I mean, you're the 5th at best. That if they really think that, then they're going to trade him. Then the whole trade thing makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. We got super chat from Sydney family. Thank you so much. Says good morning. Full contact game. We will see for Reagor.
Yeah, I think it's if I was the Eagles, I would start Reagor. I would start him on Friday because Devontae Smith most likely is not going to play. AJ Brown maybe play one series. I would start Reagor, and I would start out with passes to Reagor. I would get Reagor going. You want to build that trade value, just like they did the Raiders with Jacobs. I do the same thing.
Yeah, that might be the plan going in.
Hey, Marcus is saying we're ignoring his question. I just saw his name pop up. I have no control over the thing, but you see where he's. What's the question, Marcus?
Yeah, I'm trying to look for it. No, I'm trying to look for it.
Repeat it.
Yeah, just type it in twice, copy and paste it a couple times. Because I'm way behind right now. I'm way behind.
Oh man, are you?
Yeah, a little bit. I got a super chat. We get super chat from Duncan Wright. Says just don't trade Reagor to a divisional rival because he will turn to Mixheek Irving.
I'm not worried about that. I'm not.
No, I mean I don't think it matters. I don't know what they're looking. I don't know what they're looking for compensation wise. If you're another team trading for him, what are you trying to give up?
For
I think a third. Yeah, I mean a third and a fourth. I think is going to be way too much. Don't you think?
Yeah, I think so too. But you know how the NFL is. One, teams get injuries, right? And then two, Reagor's only going into his 3rd year, so. I think if you get a coach on another team, a GM on another team who thinks that they know what to do for him to break out, there's got to be somebody, some GM somewhere, some coach going, Reagor is only going 3 years. We can fix him. We can fix him. We should take a shot on him. That's what I think would happen. And then what you'd have to give up, I don't know,
Yeah. We got a super chat from D-Dragon 486. Says, much love from truck drivers. Big fan, always driving, though. How do you think this defense would look under Jim Schwartz? No clue how to spell that. It's okay. He's not here anymore. But, Philly, I think you could probably agree with Jim Schwartz was running this team right now. I think we would have a good defensive line. I think he would know how to use the defensive line. But the problem with him is veteran favoritism. Not knowing how to use, young players. I don't know if he would be able to know how to use these linebackers, cornerbacks. That's the big issue I've had with Jim Schwartz.
He finds ways to create pressure. He's always done a good job of that. I don't like it's 4th and 15, teams going for it, so let's play 30 yards off. Have our corners way back, and so all they have to do is a screen, and by the time the corner and the receiver meet up, it's a first down. I'm not, we got to see what Jonathan Gannon does. We got to see. Hopefully he's gonna be able to get pressure this year. But Schwartz, pressure wise, we would be getting sacks, no question.
Right. I mean, he's kind of, when even the Super Bowl year, you had a great defensive line. You didn't have corners that were great in Ronald Darby and Jalen Mills, but they just did enough. And, you had Malcolm Jenkins bandaging up that defense and really just playing any position on defense. That kind of,
he fixed a lot. He fixed a lot of mistakes. He did a lot of band-aiding because Malcolm Jenkins was so versatile and what he could do. That was a big deal, but, and Schwartz had, Fletcher Cox was way more in his prime. Brandon Graham was healthy. They had some good players. No question about it.
Yeah. Appreciate it so much, G Dragon.
And shout out and much love to the truck driver. I love truck drivers. Pause. How about you guys? Hey, you keep things running. We love you.
Definitely. We got super chat. Can't talk. Super chat from Super Tony 22. He says a defensive player was charging at Wentz, and Wentz went to start scrambling away from the guy, and the defender was yelling at Wentz to throw it away, but Wentz ran out of bounds instead.
Wait till Wentz sees Jordan Davis coming, and he's coming. And Carson's going to be holding that ball, and all of a sudden he's going to be looking for his kneecaps.
That sounds like Wentz, though, not just throwing the ball away. Got to take the hit or just run out of bounds with it. That's him.
I went on this guy Juan Gotti. Shout out to him. I went on his show. He's a Washington fan, and he's telling me how good Carson's going to be, what an arm, all this. And I'm saying this guy is going to frustrate you guys so much. He's going to make plays, and you're going to be like, oh my God, this guy top 5 quarterback, and then he's going to do some really stupid things. But one of the things that I'm hoping and I expect is that when he plays us, he's going to be holding on to that ball, wanting every play to be a touchdown pass against us. And he's going to give up a bunch of fumbles.
What was that one game he was – I don't know if it was against the Cowboys in 20, I think. Remember, he was holding on to the ball, and he literally just stood there and took the hit. Like, he literally stood there, and he just got grabbed, and he got thrown to the ground, fumbled the ball. I forgot what. That was it for me. It happened a lot, definitely a lot. It might have been the Bengals game. It might have been.
Could have been Washington too. Washington defensive line destroyed him the first time we played him that year.
Yeah, was that the ripped jersey? Was that when he got his jersey ripped?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
He got sacked like 9 times.
Carson's had a pretty okay camp, but there was I think it was a couple days ago he threw 3 picks in one day. He was struggling. I really try not to get caught up in that. I do talk about it, but I don't let it bother me all day. I just think it's funny when you get like Elliott Shore Parks will be like, Jalen Hurts was 17 to 23 touchdowns, had a horrible day. What? Wait, what? He had a horrible day? You just said he was 17 to 20 with 3 touchdowns. No, what makes me laugh is he literally has all statistics from incompletions to everything, and he'll compare statistics from this year to last year on the same day. It's pretty nuts, what he does.
Crazy.
I don't know.
It's crazy, but it's funny to me just because if you read like one person's tweet, Jalen Hurts had a great day. Then you read somebody else's, Jalen Hurts really struggled today. It's like you don't know which one it is, you know. All we can do is talk about what is said and stuff, and then we'll see, you know.
Yeah, no, definitely. We have super chat from Kirk John, says Covey season, baby. It might be.
It might be. I'm looking for Marcus thing still. I can't. I guess
I don't see it.
You're probably not there yet.
I'm down there now.
Uh-huh.
I'm right at the end now. Sorry. No, I do not like bean burritos. I don't know why someone's asking.
I do. I like the ones from Taco Bell.
I don't know if that's a trick question. I gotta watch out.
Like
this
them.
chat is lethal.
I like them. I like all forms of bean burritos.
all four.
I just got with it. Oh man, I didn't.
All four.
I didn't realize what the way that sounded. Sorry. I meant multiple restaurants.
Okay. We got super chat. Luis Cabrera says, do you guys follow or know Thomas Mott from the Eagles now by Chat Sports? I've seen their channel before. I have.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen it.
We have seen it.
I've seen them. Yeah.
We got a super chat from Rylan Yancey says, what if Reagor comes out playing like the first rounder we hoped? What are we going to do? Do we move from Pascal back? Do we move Pascal back? Do we cut? Joey and Philly, hope you're well. Appreciate it so much.
Thank you, man. Yeah, that would be really that'd be a great problem to have. But I mean, if Reagor comes out, he's playing like a first round, then you got to put him ahead of Pascal. I don't want him ahead of Quest, you know.
No,
but you'd have to put him ahead of Pascal, which would then be like, what are you going to do with Pascal? So I think one of these receivers could be traded at some point. Most likely Reagor.
Yeah, I think so. And gut feeling for me, I just feel like there's something going on. I feel like there's something brewing. I feel like they're waiting for the right moment to pull the trigger at a certain time. Maybe what if Reagor doesn't play I understand, like maybe like there are teams that won't play players because they don't want them to get injured because they're trading them, or they're going to play them to put their value up, because obviously from a player that doesn't have much value the past couple years, maybe they will throw him in there a little bit more. So I feel like he will play, and I feel like it could happen during preseason where he is traded. Yeah. I don't think he's getting released. I think they want to get something for him. And I mean, I don't care if it's a day 3 pick. You see what the Eagles did in this draft with day 3 picks. I mean, they traded up to get Jordan Davis, 2 fifths, whatever the case, they traded 4 picks. I think 2 of them were 5th rounders. So day 3 picks are very, very useful for Howie Roseman when drafting. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, maybe they just keep Pascal as the 5th receiver. I guess you could do that. That would be a hell of a 5th receiver, though. No, I mean, so Reagor being like having a good year, being ready to go. That would be. I mean, that would make this offense even better. It would be unbelievable. Yeah. I would really just be happy if Reagor improved offensively, but he became a really good special teams guy, like a really good punt returner. That, to me, would be awesome.
I at least wish that he was a good special teamer. This way I couldn't say that this is horrible to, maybe keep him or let him go, whatever the case may be.
If he could return punts, I would not move him at all.
Right.
I swear.
Yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree with it. We got a super chat from Parker. Thank you so much, man. He said, what would Philly 500's overall be in Madden?
Definitely. I would say 92.
God, he's a bitch.
92. I'm not going to give myself 99, 98. I'm not arrogant, but 92. Reggie White.
There you go. Now I want to get into the cornerback.
Oh, I think I saw what Marcus is saying. Can we answer that? Because my man, where did it go?
Is it?
I just saw it. Yeah, Wes Walker. Yeah, I have a question for y'all. Do you see Wes Walker Britton Covey? That's a great question.
Or Scotty Miller.
I mean, I guess he kind of like is small like that and fast. So, I could see why people would say that. Now, if he could be anything near Walker, then that's a true gem, you know.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. No, I mean, look, if you could get look, like I said, like I don't even care about him being a wide receiver right now. Let him ball out on special teams, and if there's any reason or any way, I mean, from the slot so far, he's been playing pretty good. So I really can't complain. You know, I can't. Like, I just need to see more. Hopefully, in like the open practice tomorrow, which we're gonna get into that later. Hopefully, in the open practice, like we could. There'll be a lot of videos going to be taken. People are going to be taking a lot of videos. So hopefully there's going to be more eyes on certain players.
And anybody that is there that wants to send us videos and stuff,
yes,
you know, that would be awesome. Maybe there's a little something in it for you. Reach out to me on DM. Maybe we'll, a little straddle. We have a little reporter there or something like that.
Cannoli under the table.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, maybe get some videos that we can actually use. You know,
yeah,
I am so scared to use anything off the Eagles website. Anything.
No, I don't. I use pretty much what the beat writers record from their phones. Other than that, I don't touch one thing that's from the Eagles. I had to delete over 530 videos a few years ago. 530. Yeah. It's crazy, dude.
And you remember what happened to old Spunky?
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't mess with it, but I think if somebody's there and they're recording, I think we have every right to use it if they give us permission. So,
right.
You know, if somebody want to make a couple dollars, hit Philly 500 up.
We got a super chat from Case Hano 877. Thank you so much. Says, what would happen if Reagor appears? Because he is bound to show up.
I mean, Reagor. Yeah, if Reagor appears, yeah, it's not going to be good, right? Because Reagor is his alter ego. It's that ball goes right through his hands.
I think we're going to be able to tell immediately. I think even hopefully there is a lot of video on him tomorrow. Like, we're going to be able to tell if he looks sharp.
From what I've seen, from what I've seen, even in drills, he looks like he's playing a lot faster, and he definitely looks in shape. I got this weird feeling Reagor's going to be good this year. I got this weird feeling he's going to be really good.
Yeah,
and I think we're going to be in for a surprise.
Ooh,
see, positivity. I'm being positive about Reagor. How about that?
Yeah.
Now, Derek Barnett, no shot.
Now, what do you think about Derek? Well, that's another thing. What do you think about Derek Barnett going into this year? Are you going to support him? You're at least going to support him, at least.
I mean, he wears Eagles colors. He's going to have a helmet on. So I root for him to do good. I hope he has 40 sacks. But I already know that the guy's already getting penalties. He's got more penalties in camp than sacks at this point.
Yeah.
Or what would be a sack. So I don't expect much from him. So I guess if he does anything, it's going to be a surprise. I mean, what do I think his sack total for the year is going to be? Like 3.5 at most. 3.5.
Yeah. I would. Yeah. I mean, I'm hoping he can get that. I mean, look. I mean, I don't know. If Reddick's going in, if Reddick goes to Sam linebacker going in the coverage, who takes his spot? Who takes that other edge spot? Is it going to be Josh Sweat or Barnett?
Well, it all depends on how much do they drop him back. I can't see more than 10-12%, which is not that much. So I think he'll be double-digit sack guy then.
Yeah, I need him on the edge this year next to Hargrave. I need that. Badly.
Gosh. Oh, yeah.
We got a super chat from Super Tony 22. Thank you so much, man. It says, yo, Phil, you should buy Mark Holmes a custom Cowboys jersey with Jordan Davis' name on it and just rub it in his face just to mess with him.
I know. I should. I send Mark Holmes pictures every day. Every time there's a good tweet about Jordan Davis, I just send it to him. Picture of Jordan Davis. Remember how I used to send you the Matt Corral stuff?
God damn.
I do that with Jordan Davis all day long.
Guys, I'm not even kidding. This was when I was asleep, when I was eating breakfast, when I was going to work. Philly texted me so many Matt Corral pictures, I almost told him to stop. I mean, it was getting ridiculous. But I mean, it must have brought us some good luck. And then I didn't believe him about the jersey. And everyone's like, you're buying the jersey. It's going to happen. You know?
I got Mark Holmes a Jordan Davis jersey. So He should be getting that soon. And it's already Eagles. He said he's going to burn it, but apparently his wife is an Eagles fan. He's been holding that out on me for a long time.
Wait, what?
I got to find out if some people have been telling me that Malcolm's wife is an Eagles fan. So she's obviously very smart, beautiful lady. And if he don't want the Jordan Davis jersey, she can have it. And I hope she wears it every day so that he can see it.
Wow. That's the first I even heard that. That's nuts.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope it's true because you'll have some ammo. You'll have definitely some ammo there.
Yep.
We got Stuart Chafford Parker says, you see that Davis tied second strongest player in Madden. I had no idea.
I didn't know that. Who would he be tied with? I would guess Aaron Donald. It would have to be Aaron Donald.
Yeah, probably. No, Jordan Davis, to speak of training camp, Jordan Davis is a menace. He's beat Kelsey. He's done a fantastic job. If they're going to unleash Jordan Davis as a pass rusher and what he's doing, and it's going to be interesting.
There's a picture from camp the other day, and it had Reddick next to Jordan Davis. Dude, Reddick looked like it was like my daughter standing next to me. It was ridiculous how big this guy is.
Yeah.
And you can't go a day without somebody telling you about this guy. Whether it's the coaches, whether it's the players, whether it's the media, the guy is already making an impact. I think he's going to be huge for us this year.
Imagine behind Davis, you run stunts behind him, how that's going to look. That's going to be insane.
Dude, he's gonna get double teamed, and it's gonna free up Hargraves, going to free up those other guys. If he gets better as a pass rusher, it's over. It's over for the league. It's over. He's going to dominate. He's got that kind of potential. That's why I never when I hear people say, "Well, he's only played this many snaps. He's not a 3-down guy." When you're that big, that athletic, and you can do everything you can do, you cannot tell me he cannot become a 3-down player. You cannot tell me he cannot learn the pass rush. It's all about, to me, his weight and how hard he works. Sky's the limit.
How much do you think he weighs right now? Do you think he's below 330 or no?
I think he's teetering around 325 and 330, if I had to guess. But he definitely looks lighter than he did at the draft. He definitely does.
Oh, 100%. There's no doubt about it. Definitely. Yeah, I'm very excited for Jordan Davis. Probably, I said before the draft, I don't know how many times I said Jordan Davis or Devontae White are going to be in Eagles uniform, and I was so happy they moved up for him. I was really happy because Kyle Hamilton. We didn't talk about that. Kyle Hamilton was not looking good. I don't know. I don't know why they're putting safeties against wide receivers, but during one-on-one drills,
they're defensive backs. So it's going to happen. I saw that he got beat. I don't put a lot of stock into it, really. It's just practice. Now, we tortured Diggs because of what happened, but that's only because we want a reaction from the Cowboys. It's just a giant troll job,
Yeah, it's true. We got a super chat from from Jeremiah Butler, not Denzel. This is Denzel. Denzel, that weird feeling you have about Reagor is gas.
It could be from all them bean burritos. Very possible.
Right?
Yeah.
We got
336.
Oh, yeah. We got a super chat from D-Trade. It says, Wes Welker, 5'9", 185, 4.65, and a 40. Undrafted free agent, 2-time All-Pro, 5-time Pro Bowler. Britton Covey, 5'8", 170, 440, 40, undrafted free agent. If size is your only concern on this guy, get past that.
No,
this kid can flat out play. Posted May 6th. Yeah. Him and his dad liked it. Wow.
No, my issues with him, with Covey, are not size. I got over the size stuff back when Mark McMillan played cornerback for the Eagles. I don't know if you guys remember Mark McMillan. He was a real small corner. I'm not worried. That's not my issue with him. My only issue with Covey is that he played in Utah and he's never played one snap yet in the NFL. And also the other thing is the numbers, because how many receivers are you going to keep, and how is he going to find his way on this team. That's my concern, because I think if I was Covey, I would really want to do good on special teams. Like, I think that's his end. I mean, you got Devontae, AJ, Quez, Pascal, Reagor, okay, and then you maybe have one spot left. That's where the issue is, because you have guys like Greg Ward Jr. You still have Hightower. How does he stand out and differ from those guys? And that's why I think it's got to be special teams. Size is not the issue.
No, I think that's what's ruining the draft too. I think because you're not just drafting on just talent in general, they're going by hand size, arm length, like stupid metrics that kind of ruin teams from drafting players because they're so nitpicky about little things about a player's appearance and metrics, which I think it ruins it totally. So it's just gotten worse over the years, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, we saw the cornerbacks. Interesting enough, and I understand we know the starters and everything like that, but I guess there was rotation within the second team today, and it was Zech McPherson and Josh Jobe with the second team, which was good. Zech McPherson was talked about a lot from Big Play Slay, so that he could take his spot. Now, I want to know from you, like the cornerback spot going forward. Now, I'm not saying we're going to find a number one guy with this backup corner spot with all these bodies that we have. We've heard nothing on Mario Goodrich, Tay Gowan, and some of these other guys so far, but do you think that there is a chance that Bradbury could get an extension with the Eagles if he plays well enough?
I think it's possible. I mean, I think it's possible unless he's played so good he's going to get top end money, But I think if he plays, if he gets top 20 money or between top 10 and 20, I think the Eagles could do something like that, but. I think he's going to play so good, though, it's going to price himself out for the Eagles. I do.
It might. Yeah, it might. Unless he wants to try to.
Can you highlight Jock Talk's comment real quick? I want to answer it.
Let me find it.
He says 500. Knowing what you know now, would you draft JOK or Dickerson now? Absolutely, 100% Dickerson. 100% Landon Dickerson. The issue wasn't that we didn't think he was good last year. I thought he was, everything we heard about him was he's a first-round talent. The issue I had, which scared me, was his injury. He had all those multiple injuries, and you don't know when you bring a guy in that's banged up. That's what scared me. And I also, and Joey remembers, I also thought that you could have took JOK and then traded back up and got Dickerson then, so you could have come away with both of them. But it worked out because Nakobe Dean fell into the third round the next year. So Dickerson. Yeah,
we were streaming. We were during the draft. We were streaming, and we were like, "Oh, this is a great pick, high ceiling pick." But best center in college football. But we saw the people in the comment section were like, "Well, two knee injuries, 2 ankle injuries." Then we're like, "Oh no." Because when it was the home opener game against San Francisco, he went in for Brandon Brooks, played horrible. As soon as he went to that left side, they did not want to move him ever again. The left side has become the strong point of this team. No joke.
Yeah, it's so true. To me, it was the injury is scary because you have Sidney Jones flashbacks. That's what flashed through my mind. Yeah. But it's a great pick. Dickerson is. He's going to be good for a long time. And we said if he stays healthy, then he'll make this whole draft. The whole draft is going to be about whether he's good or not. And
100%. 100%. Yeah, I mean, even from hearing from Cam Jurgens as well, like he was actually doing some pretty good work against Jordan Davis in camp. Like he's been brought. I don't know if he's going to get playing time. I'm hearing like Driscoll's having a really hard time. He's been facing Brandon Graham every single day, so I don't know if I think Idris Samal might be taking that spot.
It's a good question. Paul Mancini asked. I want to. You see it? Should the Eagles think about trading Javon Hargrave in a package to acquire Bengals safety Jesse Bates? If Jordan Davis is playing the level we think, I would consider it. Yeah, because is Hargrave going to even be back next year?
I mean, I had him getting re-signed during the year, which is you save some cash. But
Yeah.
I think doesn't it not just Jordan Davis, but doesn't Milton Williams have to show a little bit of something for that?
Yeah, Milton Williams too. Yeah, absolutely. I think it would be really contingent on what you're getting from Jordan Davis. I think Jesse Bates has to be a trade deadline deal. You know, I think because give him and the Bengals time to, you know, to kind of fight about it. Bengals get frustrated, want to trade him. And then 2, you kind of get to see where Jalen Hurts is at. And, you know, if you would consider one of those big picks, if it'll take it. So, but I'm not opposed to that, actually. I think it's a kind of interesting idea. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I never really thought about it like that at all. But, you know, I kind of had Hargrave getting that extension, you know, with Cox leaving and then having Jordan Davis move up and then still have Milton Williams in that second rotation next year. And then really seeing, you know, Marlon T has actually had a pretty strong camp. They've been putting him, our 6th-round pick from last year, and they've been putting him as a nose tackle most of the time. He's gotten a little bit, you know, he's bulked up a little bit. He's gotten a little bit faster. I don't know if he's going to play well, but he's looked good in camp so far. So, I mean, look, if I would probably do it. I'd probably do it. It sounds really good to me.
I think I will. I think they're deep enough to do it. And you know, listen, I'll tell you right now, if Jordan Davis is going out there and he's playing great, and every time he's out there, he's causing problems, I'll start him over Fletcher Cox. I don't care.
Right.
Like if he can play, I'm going to give that man everything that he can handle. If he can handle it, I'm giving it to him, you know?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, no. What do you think even about? I think another one is you know, since Dillard and Mulata are in concussion protocol now, so both of them are out. I forgot that other guy they had, and I forgot his name at left tackle because there was
the Raven Clark.
No, they had another guy in front of him.
I forget who it was. I was reading about him today. Gosh,
I had his name written down because I knew I was going to forget, and Josh Sills.
Yeah, Sills. I don't know enough about him to.
No, I mean it's pretty bad. So we were always talking about an Andre Dillard trade. You cannot trade Andre Dillard this year. You can't. I mean, I think he's off limits for any type of trade. I mean, you don't have anyone to back up Mulata. You don't.
No, I know.
There's nobody. LaRaven Clark has been really bad this camp. They've had him at left tackle, right guard. Even when we acquired him, he was coming off an ACL. Then last year he got hurt twice. I mean, he just can't hold up.
Yeah, I mean, it's a risk. It's a risk to trade Dillard, but I hate the idea that you're going to lose him for nothing at the end of the year. I get it. I hate that. You know,
there's just no stability, unfortunately.
But I mean, if somebody calls and says, "Hey, we'll give you a 2nd-round pick for Andre Dillard right now," I'm doing it.
Okay, I'd say, look, see if it's a high pick, then great. I mean, then you're. You know, so I don't see why it would be a bad deal.
But he, you know, Dillard, they said he's been pretty good. You know, and he's been pretty good this camp. He's had a good camp. He came in tremendous shape. Will they cross train him at all? You know, will they cross train him at all? That would be interesting. Too late? Yeah, it might be. And I know that the one day he was just destroying Derek Barnett. Destroy him.
Yeah, you love that. You love that. You're like.
So Barnett had to go off sides twice.
Right. Benny Boom 68 says on the left side of the old line, we 700 pounds of solid nastiness.
I know. It's really good. And if Hurts increase, you know, that's the other thing. I mean, geez, Hurts has such a great offensive line in front of him. You know, and if he learns to stay in pocket, man, he should have time to throw. Hurts should go off this year, no doubt about it.
Yeah, true.
Sills is 6'6", 325. That's a big boy.
Wow,
I like it.
Did not know that. Like I said, I have no idea about that guy at all.
Kays is right. Dillard is a good left tackle, but he plays behind a great left tackle. That's the issue, you know.
Right.
That's really the issue. But that's why I think if you get a team that is hard up for left tackle or has injury, and you want somebody that can come in and play right away, it's him. And a left tackle is a premium position. So maybe the Eagles could get way more than we think with Dillard. if they were to trade him. And also that could be a reason why you don't trade him. So who knows?
I think Dillard could have been great. I think he could.
Dude, but,
I think the Eagles messed him up in the beginning when they drafted
but
him.
what I want to know is how are these guys getting concussion? Is it possible Jordan Davis is smacking these dudes on the head because Jordan Malai has a concussion, Dillard has a concussion, Boston Scott has a concussion?
They got the extra protection on. They got that extra.
That's so ugly looking.
It is. It's pretty bad. So we have 334, 335 in the chat. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in the chat, supporting the Philly Shakedown, supporting both of us. So I do appreciate it. If you guys haven't subscribe to the channel to cover the Eagles every single day. Like the stream before you leave. It does help with the channel a lot. Subscribe to my co-host to Philly 500. His link is in the description below. Check out both of our videos. I mean, we've been putting out videos like crazy over every little thing that's going out.
Busting it out, yeah. And I don't know if
go ahead.
About tomorrow the Eagles are having open practice. We're going to do a joint live stream. We can't obviously show things, but we can talk about what's going on. We can talk about practice, and you guys can come hang out with us. It should be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Philly came up to the idea the other day, and I was like, that'd be a lot of fun. I know. We can't show anything, unfortunately, because we won't last 5 seconds showing anything out here. Yeah. But it should be fun. We'll just go over. I'll stay on Twitter while we're talking about stuff, and we'll go over some news. If there's any video that comes up or anything like that, we'll definitely go over it. So we'll do that for however long. I don't even care at this point how long we do it for, but it'll be fun though. And
you realize that next Saturday we will have played our first preseason game because the Eagles are at the Jets, right? We're playing. Are we at the Jets or are we at home? I can't remember. I think we're home.
I think
right?
we're home again.
Yeah, we're home against the Jets. 7:30. Man, what do you think? Like, what are you wanting to see in this preseason game? Mine is, of course, no injuries, but like what position battles do you want to see offensively, defensively? Like, what are you looking for?
I'm looking for. I want to see Jalen Hurts play, of course, the number one thing. See his throwing motion, see how much he's got better with his throwing, and just see throw the receivers on stride. I want to see Kennedy Brooks in there at running back to see what he brings to the table as a power back. I want to see Jordan Davis, at least a little bit of a sample of him and what he could do, depending on if the Jets are going to put out whoever they're going to put out, whether they're starters, backups, third stringers, whatever the case may be. So we need to see who they're facing if we are succeeding with certain players. I want to see Nakobe Dean, obviously. I want to see this whole linebacker core play. I want to see a mixture, combination of a lot of guys, and see, especially Nakobe Dean, definitely see what we have with him. I want to see all the backup corners. I want to see Josh Jobe. I want to see Mario Goodrich. I want to see just if anyone is Zach McPherson, who's going to stand out at that position. Obviously at safety, we have Reed Blankenship. You have Kavon Wallace. Maybe, I want to see what we have behind Marcus Epps and see what we have behind Anthony Harris. Or maybe see if Jaquiski Tart maybe takes Anthony Harris's spot. Maybe he, gets the best of Anthony Harris. So there's a lot. And obviously Britton Covey, special teams.
Yeah.
That's going to be a big one for me. It's so stupid because I'm so excited about special teams a lot during the preseason game.
Yeah, that game's Friday, by the way, guys. So it's next Friday. Tomorrow's the open practice. There's a lot I want to see. The first thing I want to see, I would love to see everybody hide their mother's friends. Because Zach Wilson is coming. He's coming, and he's walking like this, yo.
He's a macho man.
You know what I mean? Too bad he can't play football. But I want to see the starters play a little bit. I want to see them play a little bit. I want to see Jalen Hurts on the first play action, go back to pass, bomb AJ Brown. Just like when McNabb and Owens, it's the same thing. Establish that, okay? I that would be awesome. I want to see them play at least a quarter. I don't think they're going to. I think they're going to play one series, And one of the positions that I really want to watch is the tight end 2 position.
Oh, we didn't talk about that.
Who's the other tight end? I guess if Richard Rodgers is healthy, that's your guy. But what if he's not? I think we need somebody to emerge besides Rodgers. Like, we need somebody else. Maybe Stahl. I don't know.
Who's back there? No guy, whatever his name is, no guy, and
I'll give him everything you get. Yeah, damn right. We're damn right.
Yeah, because Tyree there's a
Tyree Jackson's on IR, right?
Yeah, he's on PUP right now, not IR yet. PUP was first, but he's been working with trainers, still rehab. He's the guy still rehabbing. So that Graham guy we got from the Falcons, he's on IR now. I don't know what the hell happened to him. He got hurt instantly.
Yeah,
you're down to Stahl, and you're down to
Richard Rodgers.
Richard Rodgers here to save the day, bro.
Yeah, well, Rodgers, when he plays, he's good. If you told me Rodgers would be healthy all year, I'd say, well, you got your tight end too. He's fine. He's just had some problems with the injuries. So I think you almost need another tight end. Hopefully, maybe it's Stahl. Maybe Stahl takes that jump, which would be a surprise for me. I definitely think it's an interesting position to watch.
The JJ Arcega-Whiteside Bowl.
I know. I keep even forgetting he's there. That's week 3. Week 3. Yeah, he'll get it week 3. He'll have 200 yards as a tight end, and he'll. I mean, look, if he could develop it to a legitimate number 2, I would be okay with it. I highly doubt it, though. But that is a position I want to see. I also believe that Jordan Davis early on is going to make a huge impact behind the line of scrimmage. Whether it's stuffing around, he's going to do something that is going to wow everybody. I truly expect it.
Yeah. Do you think they'll move Davis? Do you think they'll move Davis around like they did Fletcher Cox from DT to D, or Milton Williams from defensive tackle to defensive end, like they did in that last game against the Cowboys?
I don't know early. I mean, obviously, when you're in your 3-4, he's going to be that nose tackle, right?
Right.
So,
right.
I don't know. I think maybe eventually, but. I think early on, probably not, but I don't know. But I expect Jordan. I really want to see Jordan Davis because every practice, every day, we hear he's doing something to wow us. I'm hoping that he'll give us that on Friday, and then I think the Reagor, that Reagor, I really want to be watching Reagor and watch that receiver battle, special teams, of course. And there's one guy. What's this one? I always forget his name. I don't
receiver.
Forget his name. No, he's safety. I can't. Chichara? Is that?
Shashir.
Shashir. I always say Chichara.
Andre Shashir, I think
he has been having an absolutely great camp. I want to see what he does on the field while we're playing because he could be maybe a sleeper for us. And maybe Kevon Wallace does something. It'd be nice, So it's going to be a preseason game. So we're going to be like all excited. You're going to get like the first series, and then we're all going to be like, all right, we're ready for the regular season now. But I want to watch these battles because I do think there's a lot of interesting ones. Like, some of the rookies we got, and hopefully somebody can emerge on special teams. That would be huge.
Yeah, maybe there's somebody that's not staying out in camp right now that maybe will emerge in these preseason games. Like, remember that defensive end DeAndre Hall we had a few years ago? That defensive end that was just getting constant sacks.
Led the league in preseason sacks.
Yeah. And that's on Jim. Yeah, they never use them. I think that's on Jim Schwartz. Every time we got a new player to this defense, he never fit him into the defense. It was always, I'm going to use Nate Gary, and I love Derek Barnett. My kids love Derek Barnett, so I'm going to use both of these guys.
The penalty flag loves Derek Barnett. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, exactly. They love it. What do you think about some of these other pass rushers that we got? We got Jackson, right? Teron Jackson.
Kyron Johnson.
Yeah. And then the kid from not this past draft, but the year before. You have the other kid. What's his name? It's slipping my mind. I forget.
I forgot too.
Yeah. But I mean, Teron Jackson. I said that earlier. Yeah. It's Teron Jackson. So you got him. Like, I want to see if any of these guys can emerge, as somebody we weren't expecting. Milton Williams is another one, so we'll see. It should be interesting. No
God
doubt
knows
about
if another defensive end could step up, at least it will replace Barnett if he's not going to do anything
that
this
would
year.
be great.
That's what I'm hoping.
I would love that. That would be like great, you know.
Yeah.
Also, I gotta say this. I want to watch Carson Strong because he's got an arm. I mean, he's got a powerful arm, so it'll be interesting seeing him too, you know.
Isn't it weird that Reed Sinnett has actually had a better camp than Minshew and Carson Strong? Like just a little bit, just a better.
Yeah, well, Minshew lives in a van down by the river, so that's a problem, right? He does. And then I also wonder with Minshew though. I kind of feel like maybe he knows he's not going to start and play, and maybe maybe checked out a little bit. I'm just saying maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
So we'll see. But I think Strong is somebody I want to watch because I think maybe in a year he could be a backup quarterback, and he has a pretty big arm, so it'll be interesting. He'll probably play 3 quarters.
Yeah, no, I mean these. I would say Minshew's going to get a little bit of reps, but I think it's those Carson Strong and Sin are going to have a ton of reps, a ton.
Yeah.
Come this preseason games, so definitely.
I agree.
We got a super chat from the Digital Print House says, from quote unquote from Philly 500 says, "I'll give him everything he can handle."
Absolutely, that's the motto of my OnlyFans. You know,
you're talking to the pies.
I'll give them pies everything they can handle.
I won't get over that stuff on. I won't get over that stuff on Twitter. I won't even get over that. That was so funny. Philly fan 1 with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. Didn't say anything, but I appreciate it. City Family Super Chat says Jay Sills 660. Oh, yeah, you said 325. Another
that's pretty big.
That's a big dude. It's a big dude. Yeah, but other than that, guys, I mean, we're almost there, guys. First preseason game is around the corner. We have another week, but we have open camp tomorrow. So whoever's going, if anyone in the chat is going tomorrow, definitely. I hope you guys have a good time.
Take videos that we can use. Hit me up on which quote. Maybe we can make it a little worth it to you.
Yeah. Definitely. There's 315 in the chat. I appreciate everybody just from the support this whole off season and for both channels.
Absolutely.
Just let you guys know during like the regular season, we're gonna be streaming a lot on the weekend. So we'll have like 2 streams of the Philly Shakedown plus some of our own streams as well. So we're gonna be doing a lot of content throughout the year as usual. So subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't. Like the stream. If you love the Philly Shakedown, please hit the like button. It does help us down a lot.
Yeah, live stream tomorrow, Jock Talk. What time do they start practicing? At 7 Eastern? Is it
9?
I think
10,
maybe
I
don't know. I think maybe you think like 15 minutes before we start streaming, maybe 15 minutes before practice start. I'll put something out in the community tab tonight once we know for sure. But I'm thinking I think they practice at 7. I think. So I'm thinking, if they practice 7, go live at 6:45.
I think it was
earlier.
I think it was 9. I heard 9 between 9 and 10 my time Eastern.
Yeah. Well, if they start practicing at let's say 7, those guys are out there warming up at before that. So we'll figure it out.
Yeah, no, we'll figure it out. Yeah, me and Philly will talk tonight later on, just on the time, and we'll look it up and see when the actual it should be online, so we should be able to see it. So, but do appreciate it. Subscribe to Philly 500 if you guys have not. His link is in the description below. Definitely hit that. Subscribe, like up all the videos, and that's it. So, appreciate everybody coming in tonight, and we will see you guys tomorrow morning, pretty much.
Tomorrow morning or afternoon?
Morning.
I think it's afternoon.
For both of us. What are you talking about?
I think it's afternoon. I think they practice in the afternoon tomorrow.
I think it's the morning. I don't think it's afternoon.
I thought it was 7 at night.
That's what I thought in the beginning, but I read that it was an early practice. I could be wrong.
We'll figure it out. If it's just 6 o'clock, if it's 9 in the morning there, it's 6 in the morning for me. I'm like, no, it says Sunday, August 7th at 7 p.m.
Oh, okay. All right, never mind. I was wrong.
So we get to sleep in. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Very cool.
We will definitely be back tomorrow on a Philly Shakedown special for the extra
public practice.
Yeah.
We'll be eating bean burritos. We're gonna be talking squat gobbler. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. We're going to be streaming from both channels too, so definitely support both channels tomorrow as well. So, all right, guys, you guys have a fantastic day. Make sure you subscribe to 500. Link is in the description. Like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Shake Squad up, follow slide. Peace out, guys.
Peace.
Peace.